You in church.
There's no one at church.
I'm saying, and you worshiping, eyes closed.
And he worshiping?
And then the Lord's like, your husband is here. And you turn around and it's Beetlejuice.
But he said here. He didn't say behind me.
Well, I'm saying, and he said, that's it.
A light show upon him.
Been.
I'd be like, Pete, get that spotlight.
Out of here.
Media tech.
What up, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Creatives Are Essential podcast, where we have therapeutic conversations for the creative mind. My name is Christina.
It's your boy, Mark Lee.
Des.
And I'm Joe. Walk on, friends.
So as you guys know, we are into serious relationships.
Yes, we are.
Committed, serious relationships, no situationships.
Right.
So if you are not following Creatives Are Essential on Instagram, make sure you are doing so. Also, make sure that you hit that subscribe button on YouTube and follow us and that notification bell.
That's right.
And we drop new episodes every other Thursday.
Facts. And before we jump in, Mark, tell them about our friends at Music Bed.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this episode is in partnership with Music Bed. If you are creative and you are into reels, short stories, whatever it is, go ahead and hit the link in our description and it will take you over to Music Bed, where if you sign up using our code Creatives Are Essential, you will get your first month free off an annual subscription. So once again, the promo code is Creatives Are Essential.
Creatives Are Essential.
Go holla at Music Bed and let them know we sent you.
Ooh,
got him.
That's an A+ right there.
Good job,
That's
guys.
an A+. That's what I'm talking about. Long distance.
All right. Because I surely did not pay attention until you started saying promo code.
That
And
was
then I was
smooth.
like,
Like,
yes.
Lock in.
Creatives Are Essential. So check this out. Oh, and we got Will Stitt on the 3s and the 4s. Can't forget about Will behind the camera over there. Say what's up, Will.
What's up?
This is our 40th episode.
The big 4-0.
Right?
You know,
I feel like we stopped counting after like 32, 33 or something.
Is this the midlife crisis episode?
No, that was 30.
Jeez.
30 is like the quarter life crisis. Well, really 25 technically is like a quarter life
Very true.
crisis.
Yeah. Not with you guys. I just mean like in life.
You know, like,
Yeah. I mean,
of
tell us
course.
about it. You guys are closer than we are.
well, he's
Oh,
closer.
to 40.
To 40.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he's closer.
Well, actually,
I am the
all three of
closest.
you are closer than technically I am. So
Listen,
anyway,
it is a beautiful thing to age. There's some people that don't make it past like 25,
You know?
24.
100%.
I hate to be that.
And
guy.
making it look good. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. You know what I'm saying?
You know, somebody told me this week that I look 29. I was just like, and I got carded.
29
I got-
specifically?
Listen,
And I got carded.
I asked
There's-
some
you
of
can
my
make all the faces
students.
you want.
My students think I'm like 27.
But they also don't understand age.
No, but they just like, he looks so young and chic and
Yeah.
everything.
We
Like,
exposed
he's-
it.
I was asked this
That's
weekend.
not what the kids say at all.
Chic?
Tell me how to age
He looks
yourself.
so
though.
debonair.
I was told to this weekend that I looked 18. And I just looked at her at
But
H&M.
see, you don't like it.
But
I don't.
You're not
don't
going to
look
like
your
it
age
for
at
like
all.
another 10.
18? I'm
Wait till
30.
I'm maybe not 18, but
18.
I say I give you 25.
Yeah, I could say 25, 24.
18.
I give you
Wait till you're
24.
like 50 and somebody tell you look 50.
I appreciate the
Like, how old are you?
sentiment.
50. You look it.
Really?
When
I
you-
thought
I
you
can
was
believe
older.
that.
I appreciate the sentiment, but it's like, I don't want to look like a child. You get what I'm saying? I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. I'm 30 and I look 18.
It could save your life sometimes, though.
You're right.
Let me tell you a story. So last week I was going for a walk. It was at night, right? The street is probably not the best idea because, you know,
People still people.
people still people, not the best neighborhood. The street isn't really well lit. But anyway, here I am going for a walk, and this guy pulls up on the corner, and he has like a lady in the passenger seat, and he's like, "Hey, what you doing? How's your night going?" And I was on the phone, so I didn't catch him the first time. And he said it again, and I had my glasses on, and I looked up, and he was like, "Oh, you're a child. Never mind, never mind." And I was like, "Thank you, Lord.
You
It
were almost
saved
stolen.
my life." Because I'm like, who he
Yo.
trying to holler at with a woman in a car like that?
They
They kidnapped
They were looking for an extra.
No, yeah.
I'm just saying.
That
A little
was
tag
what
team
happened.
action.
Yeah.
A little procreation.
Yeah. Because I ain't gonna lie, for like 0.5 seconds, I was scared. And
The
then once
knees
he
were
was
shaking.
nah, they weren't shaking, but I was like, oh Lord, here we go. And then once he's like, oh, you're a child, I'm sorry. And he drove off. I was like, Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
God.
so suspect. Like
That's scary.
That is
So-
scary though.
I say that to say it could save your life.
This is true, but
I mean, unless
Also-
he's a pedophile. Sorry.
also I don't want my husband to be like, "Oh, you're a child. Never mind," and go left.
True.
Nah,
You know what I'm
if he
saying?
was truly being led by
Facts.
the Lord and by
Yeah.
the Spirit,
Lift your hands.
come
I'll
on,
lift them.
everybody, just receive for a
Clues
moment.
for you. He gonna be able to peep. He's gonna be
feel
able
it.
to peep.
It's like, Lord, but she's a child. What am I supposed to do? He's like, just go say hi.
I mean, Sarah and Abraham were like 10 years apart. Different topic.
10 years is a long time though.
I mean, but
10,
back
yeah.
then-
Would y'all is
I was just
someone
about to
that's
ask
10
this.
years older than you
What's
about-
what's
or,
the highest?
or younger?
That's Beyonce and Jay-Z. That's 12 years.
Yeah.
What's the your high and low?
What's your high and low? Like how far high up would you date, marry? How far down in age?
2 down, 5 up.
Same.
I think if you flip that for me.
Flop, flip.
Flip
Five
down,
down,
maybe
2 up.
2 up.
5 down?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
So 30.
Oh,
That's not bad.
no.
Why wouldn't
I'm
you
like-
go?
6.
Why wouldn't you go up too many years? Inquiring minds want to know.
I feel like I might offend some people with this, so
No, say it.
I mean, we here.
I don't want to say
They gonna look old.
No. It's not about that.
They gonna have kids. And you don't
no,
want
no,
kids.
I mean, no. I want kids.
Menopause.
I
You want your own kids. You don't want their kids. I feel you.
No.
You said menopause. I don't know. I just guessed it.
That's just my preference.
Does it have to do with appearance?
No.
Maturity.
Gravity.
You don't.
I don't want to go any further.
You don't want somebody.
menopause.
I'm gonna figure it out. You don't want someone too much more mature than you.
No, it has nothing to do with maturity.
So what's wrong with someone that's
They've
40?
lived more life.
Huh?
They've lived more life. They've seen more things. More.
No.
You want to go
experience.
skydiving and like snorkeling?
Because everybody knows if you hit 37, you can't go skydiving
Wow,
anymore.
heart palpitation.
But I'm thinking 40. You said 5 up, right?
No. I said 5
5
down.
5 down.
Five
Oh,
down.
But I was saying, why wouldn't he go more than 2
Right.
years up?
Yeah.
Why not 40?
Why not?
40 and fine.
What if
why
she
not 18
rich?
for y'all?
That doesn't.
But that's a
Meaning to
child.
me.
That's
18 is
different.
legal.
Okay,
Alright, you
but
say
that's
that
still
now.
a child.
I mean,
Why
I
not?
mean,
Your
I
wife
ain't
ain't
against
gonna
it,
be
but
40,
it's not like, oh, I mean, she got money. Well, shoot. Like,
take all of me. Give me what you got. Give me some more.
yeah. So yeah. Next.
I'm really curious, but
Oh,
we'll
this-
talk.
We'll talk offline.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
question is irrelevant for me because my wife is already predestined, so I don't see the need
Yeah,
to
that's
answer.
cute. So you can answer it anyway.
Boo.
No,
Boo this man.
So what's your up and down?
my up and down.
That was the question.
Right.
I would say the same. Well, I would say probably 3 up.
3.
Up.
I actually dated a woman when I was 27. She was fine though, and I saw her, and I had all the confidence in the world. And she told me her age. I was 37. And I did not care.
And
How old were you?
I was 27. She was Bahamian and Peruvian.
Did she blow on her food before she fed it to you?
No. That was another lady. Oh, I told y'all about that, right? I told y'all about the lady.
Chain?
Hold on.
Did I tell y'all about the lady?
With the T?
Yeah. Should I tell the story?
I feel like he's told
What?
us before. Hasn't he told us
Not on
on
the
show?
podcast.
No.
What?
With the
The
lady,
lady
who
with
was
the T.
who. So for y'all watching, there was this lady at my church. She was fine too.
At your church?
She was bad, and it was kind of like a bet. Like I told my homegirl, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna like get her number," and she was like, "No, you're not." I'm like, "All right." I don't know why I had the confidence. Anyways, I went up to her. She was fine though. But as we would like go out, I was like, she was like, "Oh, in 1994 when I had my business," I was like, "I think you're business 94," and then I think I started talking. I was like, "Oh, when I graduated in high school in 2005." And she was like, 2005. Like we were both having those like moments, but for whatever reason, we just kept like seeing each other. I guess it was probably more of the thrill. And then I remember we went to this restaurant in Fort Lauderdale, and I should have known that when she ordered the clam chowder that she was too old for me. Because I was like, I took you out to dinner. You ordered
Clam chowder.
What does that even taste like? I've
Like
never had
clams.
clams.
I don't know.
I've never had
Ch-
clams.
I don't
Picture
know.
like vomit.
Right. I can
White
see
vomit.
it, but like no one orders that.
So you would think that would be it.
Mm-hmm.
So then she invited me. Like she was like, "Oh, you want to come inside for some tea?" I was like, "All right, cool." Drinking some tea.
You see doilies?
You see the what?
The little doilies that they have, like old people have. I'll show you a picture
no.
later.
So yeah, she invited me in. She made the tea, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And then she was talking, and then I don't know what we were talking about. She was like, "I beckon you," and I was like, "Oh, it's time to go." I have never been beckoned in my life, and I was like, "People use that word." The last time I saw that word was in the King James Bible.
I beckon you. How old did you say she was?
I don't think I ever asked, but she was.
To
I
have
mean,
a
what's the
business in
earliest you can have?
94.
I'm about to say, what's the earliest
Yeah.
you think somebody can
And
start
I
a
think she was
business?
like Miss Bahamas at one point, or like some like like a local pageant.
How old were you?
I had to be 23, 24
Oh,
at most.
she was older.
Beckon you?
Back
She said,
in.
"I beckon you," and I was like, "It's time to go." And I never
Clam
called her
chowder.
back because I've never been beckoned. I don't know how I felt about that. I felt like,
I summon you.
yeah, like I was like we about to get on a horse and go to battle or something.
I think it's funny the fact that the word beckoning was worse than the fact that she had a business when you were 7.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you were 7 years old.
At
bro.
7.
Black don't crack. She had that like she was dark skin, like dark. With like the little
Come back,
Indian
come back, come
undertone.
back, come back.
And then she had like the,
Yeah.
the short curly Halle Berry cut.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Black
she could
don't crack.
dress.
But we'll
you say?
talk. We'll talk.
And she could dress.
Some
like,
black don't crack. Because some do be cracking.
Yeah.
Like life just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she had a British accent too. She was fine, man.
Hey, don't get me with a British accent though.
You older
Is she
now,
on
so
Instagram?
you know she
Yeah.
probably at least 55.
Right.
You can keep up
Now,
now.
can you beckon me, please? I'll bring the clams. You bring the chowder.
I cannot.
I'm dead.
So yeah. Now we be getting too personal.
Right.
But I mean, like, it's working for Jay-Z and Beyonce. That's 12
Yeah.
years.
That's not. I mean,
Question.
not too bad.
Let's say if Jay-Z did not have the money that he had.
Nope. Yeah.
Would they have like
But he didn't have the money that he has now back then.
I mean, that's true.
Right, but he had money.
Oh,
But he did
He
have
had money, and so
and
did she.
status.
But like, what if he was like trying to think of a low level?
Are you
rapper.
saying because of appearance
I
or
don't-
because of age?
Do you guys think Jay-Z is an attractive guy?
I don't think
No.
there's no way in my universe that
Maybe in an alternate universe, in a multiverse of madness, there's in a world.
you know, I'm not gonna say he's ugly,
No.
but I wouldn't pair the two of them together. I'll
yeah,
say that.
no. When you
I-
think
I guess-
Jay-Z, you don't think, oh, he looks cute. You think,
He
oh,
said
he's
he
a rapper.
He said he a billionaire. He cute.
Oh, he got money. You don't say, oh, he look good.
I guess I'm
Right.
just curious what the selling point on Jay-Z
His
was.
heart. She fell in
Okay.
love with his heart.
So you gonna
Okay.
fall in love with a dude because of his heart?
If he has a nice heart.
But he, I'm
But
not
if-
saying. For the record, I'm not saying Jay-Z's ugly. Or
Yeah, he's not ugly. Do
So-
looks matter? Absolutely. We've had this discussion
yes, but
many,
we
many
never had it
times.
publicly where we can cancel that.
Looks matter. When you see someone, that's the first thing you notice. Of course, their looks. You're not going to see their heart. But I'm
Right.
just saying, like,
Unless
it
you have
has to.
X-ray vision.
So if
It
you,
has
let's
to
say you in
match.
church, and
He can't look good, and his heart is whack.
You in church.
There's
and
no
you-
one at
you
church.
worship- I'm saying, and you worshiping,
It's a
eyes
hypothetical.
closed.
And he worshiping?
And then the Lord's like, your husband is here, and you turn, you turn around and it's Beetlejuice.
But he said here. He didn't say behind me.
Well, I'm saying, and he said that's it. There was like
light
little-
shone
light
upon
He
shone.
could have
him.
been.
I'd be like, Pete, get that spotlight.
Out of here.
Media tech. I'll just run upstairs and handle it real quick.
Candyman.
First of all, that wouldn't even happen because the Lord knows the desires of my heart.
Come on.
Well,
So he
Come
won't.
on.
He
No,
won't set.
we- no, 'cause
he's
we
talking
always-
about Beetlejuice. Come on.
We always paint that situation of it being
Do you
the
think-
ugliest person
do
on
you
the
think
earth.
it was? Do you think it was Hosea's desire in his heart to marry a prostitute?
I'm sure she was.
She was bad.
Yeah, she was a prostitute.
She was out here.
No, well,
Time out.
There'd
Wait,
be
wait.
some ugly
Wait.
prostitutes, I'm sure.
Did- Listen, not all. I know.
I
not
know
all
you ain't talking
prostitutes
when you was talking
are
about
not-
when we had this conversation last week. You were saying you wouldn't marry no prostitute. So let's not talk about.
Oh, this is getting very.
Wait, what?
Hey.
No, that's not. I don't. That's not the point I was
so,
making.
So
I'm saying, but like, you're talking about the desires of his heart, but he, like, you think Hosea desired to marry a prostitute?
But maybe he desired other things that she had, other qualities that she had.
So you could desire Beetlejuice's other qualities.
What if that man is going?
What are we talking about?
He can twist.
What he like?
It's always
what if he's
always
like,
us.
he's like, what if he like, I got something for that? And he just,
I don't get it. I don't get that either.
like you say, he has other qualities.
Like, he
what
could
if
do your
retwist
hair. He could twist it for
He
you.
could
You
do
ain't
your
got to go
nails.
nowhere else. All the things
He
that
might
you
be
would
a
want.
friend. That's okay.
can we
All the
flip this
things
question?
except physical.
Can we flip this question back on y'all because it's always us,
Right.
What's the question?
Huh?
If
Let's use Hosea as an example.
Yeah.
But why couldn't the
No,
I'm
the
sorry,
point.
but-
Wait, let me say why I said that. The reason why I said that was she was like, you know, God knows the desires of my heart. He ain't gonna give me nobody ugly. But I feel like sometimes God's gonna give us what we need, not
And he
necessarily always what we
also-
want.
So God needs me to
And
have
he
somebody
also-
ugly?
I mean,
What
but
if what if he trying to humble you?
What if he okay?
he also said he would never put more on you than you could bear. So as long as you could look at him for long enough.
and he looked like a bear.
I don't have the mental capacity right now to continue this. So let's flip it. Go ahead.
What's the question?
The same thing.
But I didn't say
if
that,
she wasn't
though.
physically like attractive. Honestly, I'm not a person that's all about looks. I'm not though.
This-
Am I?
Get
You
him.
know what? I'm not
Get
gonna. Nope. You not
No.
here. Not here.
I don't have. Well, I would say this.
Nope.
I don't have as many restrictions as other people at this table.
Don't do that.
What the hell? What restrictions?
You
No.
might
He was talking about me.
No,
he was talking about me.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that. I
Not
thought he was
just
talking about us. I
us.
feel
Oh.
like he's talking about us.
What restrictions?
I said people at this table. Don't take it personal, y'all. Don't-
So what you mean?
There's
It's
3
four.
people. There's 3 other people at this
Right.
table.
No. Well, all right, definitely Joe. For sure.
See, I told you. He was talking about me.
Joe has a lot of more requirements than I do, I think, personally. I just, we all are children of God. And whoever God brings.
I don't even know how we got.
Well, I don't know.
over
I
here.
don't
I don't know
either.
either, but I don't have a ton of restrictions. You can.
Nor do I.
Right. I'm confused.
Oh, we were talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce. That's how we got here. So going back to Jay-Z.
I feel like the intent wasn't for them to be together. Maybe they became friends first because I feel like attraction does build.
Yeah.
Maybe they were friends first. Maybe there were things in him that she liked. Maybe he motivated her.
Mhm.
Because he
I
was
can
doing
see
his
that.
thing
Mhm.
at the time, and
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, okay,
yeah, and,
you
and
cute,
He
you know?
He was
Yeah.
rapping more back then. Maybe
Yeah.
he had like his little
And he-
swag
yeah,
or
he had a
whatever.
little brush
You know,
cut.
yeah, he ain't have.
Him, yeah.
Yeah,
He and Cam Newton got the same barber.
and,
But he got
and
on
J.
the
Cole.
Wicks.
Do they really?
The Wicks.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
oh.
they do. So, I think maybe that's what it is.
Do you guys are the Wicks attractive?
To me,
I,
no.
I don't like the Wicks.
We should do a poll. See what the ladies
Wicks
think.
or no Wicks?
I guarantee you, most people don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Who's watching
The-
The
the J. Cole?
On the
Weeknd.
behalf of the lock community,
The Weeknd.
I was approached by a guy that was 12 years older than me. And I had a really hard time with it. And I was like,
So you were
12
the Beyonce.
years. Yeah.
in this. Was he ugly too?
No.
Okay.
But
He was decent.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he was 42. What am I like 42?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a pension and a 401k. Like, hey.
42.
I told you.
Hey, Dad.
I told you. Here's your new barbecue
Right.
buddy.
Like what?
Your new
42?
golf friend. I told you I had a guy approach me that was, or trying to talk to me that's like 52.
What?
Y'all
53?
sleep. Y'all need to get this money.
I ain't hear that story. I want to hear that
I'm
one.
sorry. That right.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, no, but
No clapping sounds.
Ooh, this episode's
yeah,
a
no.
nigga.
I was like, what am I? My mom.
Yeah.
I think he was 52. My mom is 53.
you could be my daddy.
Yo.
Facts.
He's
He
trying to
sure
be
can.
You can be my daddy or zaddy, whichever you prefer.
That's right. I'm trying to be your daddy.
I
Now come here and get
forgot
this
who
whooping.
I was around.
Sorry.
My mind wasn't even like.
Well, I don't know how William sits there with a straight face half the time for this foolishness.
Yeah, that's.
I just can't. It's just something about knowing when you were 12,
Mhm.
I was just born.
Mhm.
Like that just don't sit
That's-
right.
Yeah.
That
You
is
know,
weird.
that's in the 42.
Yeah.
12, that's
Yeah.
what, middle school, 7th grade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, he looked nice. He dressed well. He didn't look, I won't say look his age. I mean, he was a black
Yeah.
guy. So, like, you know, he looked, but it was just like
12 years.
42.
So how did you tell him no? Or did you tell him no?
I think I kind of just told him, like, hey, right now I'm not really looking to, like,
Date anybody
Date.
your age.
date anyone. Because tech started to, like, slow.
Mhm.
And I'm just kind of like, let me not continue to. So I'm like, hey,
Oh,
Wait,
so you
no.
gave him the digits.
yeah, he approached me at Target. This before I knew that he was 42.
Yeah.
I found out afterwards.
Okay.
So
Because
he
I
looked
mean,
younger.
yeah, he looked. Yeah, it wasn't like
in the
ooh.
age bracket. He looked-
Yeah.
okay.
So when he hit me with 42, I was like,
Yeesh.
years old.
The crazy part is he probably thought you were 18.
He was probably the same dude that
Why
pulled
you
up to
so
Cashapp.
Yo!
They are
He
so
was on his
annoying.
way to Target. When he saw you.
Stupid.
Lord, small world.
That's crazy.
I don't know what's in the air.
I don't know.
now.
It's because it's late.
It's late.
It's always
not late.
It is late enough.
the watch gonna start going off. Like time to unwind. Time to go to bed.
That's crazy. So
Whatever.
what we talking about today?
Anyway, it's episode 40. I can't believe we've actually time has just gone.
Yeah,
like this.
it really
I can't
has.
believe we're on the 40th episode. But it's crazy because this week I was taking photos off of my phone and I came across the pictures from the first episode, the struggle episode, because I never put that video out because it looked trash. Like the whole set and everything looked
Yeah.
trash. It don't look like.
That's the
What
only
it look
one that
like
didn't
now.
have a visual presence.
I was like, ain't no way this is going out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, man, the growth from then to now is just like crazy. And then when we first started, it wasn't even all of us a part of it yet.
Right.
Y'all didn't even come on until I think it was the 9th episode,
Yeah.
8th or 9th, like the Done With Discounts episode.
Mhm.
You were on before I was.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
Yeah, I was on by accident. Thank God for whoever canceled that day.
Did someone cancel?
Yeah, you had a guest, and then they backed
Oh,
out, and I was
yes.
in the other room, and I did it. Yeah,
Right.
I
Yep.
remember like watching the episode when you were a guest. I'm like, wow, she handled that very well. Like, and seriously,
Oh,
because I went back, like I was all types of
You were,
yeah, you were really nervous.
Like-
but I couldn't tell in that moment that
Really?
she
Yeah,
was
no.
nervous.
Oh, watched that thing back in horror. So it was just like funny how it all just kind of like worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when you were on the first time, you was like so excited when you played the episode and you heard your voice for the first time. Cause I think we used like your clip in the beginning.
yeah, and
And
then the
you-
beat dropped.
Bruh, I think I probably saved the voice memo because you left me the voice memo. You was excited. You would have thought she just went on Ellen.
Yeah.
The way she was lit.
I was excited. I mean, I still am excited, but I'm saying like that first initial one was just kind of like, what?
But now you don't
Yeah.
even watch
I
it back
don't.
now.
I don't watch it back at all.
Do y'all be
I
watching it back?
cringe.
You watch it back?
Well, in the edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Mark?
Well, because I pulled the clips, I watch
Okay.
it once. But what I
Right.
do, I just let it play to get the time.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm committed.
So you
No,
don't, you don't
it's-
watch back at all.
I do for a little bit, but I kind of get to a part. I don't like hearing my voice
Same.
like that.
At
I don't.
all.
So,
I like the interactions.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When I'm driving, sometimes I'll throw on an episode, and not on like it's funny because it's us, but like we be saying some good stuff.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
I throw on the old
Maybe-
ones.
Maybe I should go back and listen to a few. I'm sure there's some
Yeah.
good nuggets in there.
Yeah. I'm like, this is us.
I used to listen to it when I wasn't on it, like heavy.
For real?
Yeah.
You just dropped off.
And then once I was on it, I'm like, ah.
Ah.
So, what was your favorite episode before you And I know we had only done 9 episodes at the time before you got on, or 8 before you got on. What was your favorite?
That's a hard question.
That is a hard question.
If you're gonna ask me, I don't have one because I can't remember that far back. It's
Yeah,
40
same.
episodes.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to think. I'm not gonna lie. We've had some pretty dope guests. I'm not gonna front. Like,
Yeah.
we've had some pretty cool, but I think I had a lot of fun with Nick.
Nick Goodner?
Nick Goodner is a fun guy. Shout out to Nick. If you're watching, Nick, let's start our podcast. Marvel at his glory. It's a marvel.
Yeah.
Anyhow, no, that was fun. I mean, I think it's hard to remember like what episode was what.
Which, yeah.
But I just feel like we've had some really fun moments. Period.
I think Justin Stewart
Justin
he was
was
our
fun,
first
yeah.
guest.
Yeah.
And that one I really, really enjoyed. Like, he's such a
Yeah.
chill
He-
dude.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it already felt like family before he jumped on.
That was
And-
before me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I
And
was-
for those who don't know who Justin is, he's Toby and Wigway's videographer. So that one was really, really good.
Mhm.
/ director / editor
Right.
/ photographer / producer.
I like the one. I mean, it's recent enough with Chanel.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I felt really comfortable talking to her. Anytime we have a guest, I get all like panicky and sweaty, and I forget the question, and I'm over here.
So
but
what do
she-
you like to
Right.
like for creative?
But with her, I felt really comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I would say I think for me it's probably Chef Nancy, only because that kind of felt like just like home. You know, you felt like
Yeah.
you're at the cookout or at the
Yeah.
Thanksgiving table, dinner
Auntie.
table, just
And I'm
Especially
glad.
how we started too.
Helping her
wish-
out,
Yeah.
trying to get her camera
Yeah.
situated.
I wish we recorded.
Did
that.
we? Oh,
Facts.
we didn't record
We
that, did
didn't.
we?
No.
Oh my gosh.
She had to call me like, okay, so is this like no, you want to lift it up. Lift it up.
Can you see
Talk to me like I'm your mama, because I am.
I love her.
Yeah.
So let me ask a question: at what episode, at what point did you feel like, okay, we have something here?
What is something?
Yeah.
Like what we're doing
Like mean
matters
something.
or means something, or
Yeah.
like, hey, like, oh, this is bigger than I thought, or it's
When people would, there wasn't a specific episode, but it's like when people would start to DM and be
Mhm.
like, yo, like this episode really helped me. And it wasn't like people that we know.
Yeah.
For me, that's always the barometer. Like when it goes from everybody who supports you because they know you versus
Yeah.
like random people
Mhm.
that you've never met before, that's when I know like, okay, there's something here,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Was that for everybody?
I guess if you don't have an answer or
Oh man.
anything else to add,
I don't know.
I think for me, like being at church, like everyone wears creatives are essential. But having the guy come up to me and be like, "Oh, you're from a creatives are essential," and
That's
it's like
wild
and
to
able
me.
to say this episode and the title of I don't even remember the titles of the episodes.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, and then you guys talked about this note. I think it was Note to My Younger Self, and he was able to say, and like Mark said this, and Joe,
Yeah.
like he was
Yeah.
able to like recall the stuff, and I'm like, so you be like listening,
Yeah.
you know? So I thought that was cool.
What was it for you?
I think for me it's actually because at one point people would say, "Oh, like, what's the guy's name on the podcast, or what's the girl?" Not the one with the dreads, but the other one with the plaits.
With the locks.
The locks, you know what I'm saying?
I don't
But
care.
now it's like, oh, when Christina said this, or when Joe or
Yeah.
Dad said that,
Yeah.
and so like they know you by name.
Yeah.
and they're
Right.
not just
Yeah.
like my close circle of friends.
Right.
Yeah.
I talk about you guys all the time with, but like just other people to call you by name. It's like, oh, y'all be watching, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know. So it's just kind of like,
It does hit different when you
Yeah.
feel like you're actually making an impact in somebody's life.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, and for me, it's always like weird because I feel like people don't be watching like that.
Right.
You know, like when I look at the numbers, when I look at the subscribers and all that stuff, I'm like, okay, so there's some views here,
Yeah.
but for people to come up to you like when we all were at church,
Mm-hmm.
and the boy was like,
Fanboy and fangirl.
Fanboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's so awkward.
and I'm like, it's just us, like we
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
chilling.
What you say? I live down the street.
It's
Like,
like-
it's just
Yeah, like-
whatever.
Yeah.
Or what?
But like he was really happy to see us.
Yeah.
What's the kid's name that came here that one day? And he was like, "It's really you guys."
Oh, you talking about Goodies?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just us.
yeah. I just
Yeah.
overdrafted my account like last week. Let me hold something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You got $10 on you?
Yeah, he would
Yeah.
text me. He'd just be like, man, like you guys are awesome, man. He's like, man, I just listen to the podcast while I'm at work, so I can just, like just really listen. It's so good and all this. I'm like you're not joking. Like I didn't ask
Right.
you about it. This was
Yeah,
unprovoked.
yeah.
Like he just
Yeah.
out of the blue. So
That's
yeah.
so encouraging, though.
Or even
Yeah.
the girl at Starbucks, like, hey,
I know exactly
You
what
know?
you're talking about.
and then she's like, hey, I know you, like you're on the podcast. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
You know her?
She goes to church.
Okay.
She's a white girl.
Black girl.
Yeah.
That's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, people, listen, if you have some, give us some encouragement, man.
Yeah,
'Cause,
let us
you
know.
know,
Bro.
it helps you keep going
If the
and
show
stay
means something
motivated.
to you, let us know.
Yeah, man.
And if you would like to contribute, Cashapp is.
Desiree
Dollar sign
Corbin.
creatives are essential. You go ahead and shoot some money our way.
Shoot.
What I did want to ask you though is, how do you feel like you've evolved as since being on the podcast from the beginning to where we are now, as far as like being podcast like co-hosts?
I feel way more comfortable.
Are you talking about like on the show, like specifically on
Yeah.
the show? Yeah. I mean, I think I always felt pretty cool.
Confident.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You think that's due to your personality though?
a little bit.
Yeah. Because I'm over here like
Little
I
bit.
was a nervous wreck.
Yeah.
I still be nervous.
Yeah. You said that.
Mhm. Especially when we have a guest. Like I'd be
Yeah.
nervous for just when it's just us.
Yeah.
But when we have a guest, it's another what?
Oh,
No, I
yeah.
was gonna say I think I get it too because especially from your perspective as like the host.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember like one time we were doing like what was it for Creative Church,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the host that time, and I was like,
No, I asked you to be the host. And you
And-
were like, "Oh no, I wasn't really prepared for it."
yeah, but like I can understand.
Yeah.
Basically, like I said it to say, like I understand, like in your seat, it can be like it's easy to sit here as like
and
Oh,
chime
you know,
in
yeah.
every once in a
I
while.
show,
Yeah.
I I throw my little 2 cents in here
Right.
and there. But when you're like, got to keep the flow going, and like,
Yeah.
where is this question and that
Mhm.
question?
Half
and
the
all that
time,
stuff.
I can't even listen to what y'all saying because I have to work. I have to consider like what's the next question
Right.
so that there's no dead air.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, because that always like scares
So
me.
I think it's easy from this perspective. But I think even like sitting in your seat, it can probably get. Do you feel like you've gotten like more comfortable as a host or a facilitator of the
Yes.
podcast?
Yes, I think I feel more comfortable speaking because I think speaking was always a thing. Like even when we started the podcast, I was like, man, who gonna listen to this? Like, do I really have anything to like
Yeah.
to say? Can I really add value?
Mm-hmm.
And
What?
Do I sound stupid?
Yeah.
Right.
I just flashbacks of when me and Will sat down and like talked about it.
I was just
And it
about to
was
say that.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was something that I wanted to do and I felt like God had put it on my heart to do it. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not trying to be just another
Yeah.
podcast out here. So I was very much in my head, and Will and Des had to kind of like push me like, hey, so we're starting on this date
Mm-hmm.
and we're
Yeah.
going to do it such, and we could talk about this, this, and this. And that's how it
Yeah.
came to be.
Right.
But even like where it started versus where it is now, it was definitely like an evolution
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like we used to borrow cameras from a company that will not be named here just to record, because the first time we recorded, we were using like a DSLR,
Yeah.
30-minute record time.
It's
So
like,
we
we got to start.
Yeah.
we got to stagger the recording.
we went through Ecamm
Yep.
that first time, and Ecamm, it just didn't look good.
And we had the little table. The
Yeah.
little table.
The little
uh,
table, white background.
Yep.
TV dinner table.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we all just showed up and happened to be wearing the Black Creatives Are Essential hoodies, so we
It
look like
worked out.
triplets.
Yep. It was great. I loved it. She hated it.
I remember that.
But I'm so
Happy
happy because
like, why y'all wearing the same thing I'm wearing?
I don't like.
I don't
That
like it.
happens all the time now.
Yeah, at this point,
But
we
that
all,
even speaks to growth, because it don't even be the same merch. It'd be like the original hoodie or
Right.
the black shirt.
Right.
Hey.
Like we be.
But
all
shout
showing
out
up
to that
like-
original hoodie though.
Oh,
That original
yeah.
hoodie hit different.
Yeah,
I
put that
like
in
the other
car
one,
now.
but yeah.
Yeah, the original one, because the original one is like multi-purpose. You
Yeah.
could like go to sleep in it. You
Yeah.
could go to the
Right.
cop shop
Yeah.
with it. You could do.
You
do
can
the-
work out
do the
in
grass in it. You can work
said the
out in
swap
it.
Do it all.
No, I said cop shop.
Oh, I'm like swap shop. What?
I mean, you can
Hey,
go there
so-
too.
I mean,
You're
I'm
right.
saying,
You can go there
can.
too. And it was like super big, but even that, I look back and I'm like, oh, it's so cringy. Like,
Oh
No,
no,
but I like
so-
it.
It's, nah.
Creatives are essential.
right?
Why are you yelling at me?
That's a lot.
But that one is always the most recognizable one.
Yes,
like whenever
it
I go
is.
somewhere,
It's like a
that's
flag.
the one that's like
Mm-hmm.
boom.
So should we bring it back?
Yes. I
The
mean,
throwback?
if you want to.
He said, heck
yes.
I love it. I told
That-
you about the one guy when he was like, when he wears it, he feels like he's a part of something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like, them.
See, they don't know that y'all had to coach me through at Starbucks.
Yep.
I was like, guys, I can't do this.
I can't. Who's gonna
I
wear
can't.
it? Who's gonna watch it?
I would say for me, I think I texted you this, and you said to me like, am I the only person you text this to? But when I think about it, I know my life would have been gone on, and I would probably been just fine. But I think if I could talk about the growth in my life, I think this is probably one of the main things that kind of just, I don't know what I'd be doing. Like you ever have
Yeah.
a moment like where you're just like, what the heck would I be doing if I wasn't doing this thing?
Mm.
Or if I wasn't like surrounded by these people, like who would be my community? Like
Yeah.
who would I what thing would I belong to? Like what would be part of my identity?
Yeah.
And not to say I didn't have an identity before, but I think like when I honestly stop and think like how much I've changed, like just as a person because of the podcast.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Like it shapes you.
Yeah.
Emoji.
I think another thing too is it's kind of like helped us to stay together because contrary to what you guys may believe, like we're not just podcast hosts, like we friends in real life.
Mhm.
And being friends in real life means that there's actual
Life.
life that you go through together. But we know like, okay,
Yeah, you pissed me off.
right. Because like without knowing that in 2 weeks we're gonna have to sit down and do a podcast, like
Yeah.
I feel like we may have
Force you to deal with your stuff.
we may have drifted.
But I think
I'm a
that's
little
even
distant.
like part of like the journey, or even like a testament to like, okay, what we have is real. Because you have relationships where it's just like one argument and it's like, all right, boom, we out, boom.
Yeah.
What happened? You know? But to have differences and arguments and
Mm-hmm.
All the things.
all
in
the
between.
things, and then to be
Yeah.
able to still come back and be like, man, you know what, you pissed me off, but you all right.
Yeah.
Man,
Put your
you
big
worked
ass
my
up.
nerves today.
Yeah.
But
Shut up and do the podcast.
we got to shoot tomorrow. So come on, let's just.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that the podcast has taught me is that growth aspect
Mhm.
with going in front of a camera and like voluntarily, but then
Yeah.
also how you guys said like when we get into our riffs, but still having to like function with you all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like
We stuck. We stuck.
I've never
together.
had to like do that.
Yeah.
I can just leave
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and like I just won't talk to you no more. So like that was me.
You messed up. Bye.
Right. And then, you know,
Oh crap. You're back.
I like that.
right.
I like,
But
yeah. No, continue.
so the fact that I have to, you know, still do a thing with you guys, and it's a growing.
I like,
Yeah.
I like
And a
how you-
stretching.
yeah, I like the question you started with, like what the podcast has taught you.
Mhm.
What has the podcast taught you, Christina?
It's taught me that it's okay to not start out the way that you want to finish.
Mhm.
You know, because when I go back to those original pictures, I'm like, this. Again, it looked like trash. It was actually a very good podcast, though. Like the content, like the topic
Mhm.
matter was really good.
Yeah.
But like that, just you're allowed to evolve
Mhm.
as time goes
Yeah.
on. Like you don't have to just because it starts off bad or maybe not the way that you envision doesn't mean that you can't tweak it as you go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's taught me a lot. It's taught me about being more prepared, having a vision and, you know, being consistent. I'd say that's probably the biggest thing too. Another thing is really being consistent because for the most part, we've been here every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, which isn't easy when you have 5 people's schedules to align,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but we've been committed to it.
Yeah.
So shout out to us.
We did it.
But I think shout out to you too because I'm not trying to get deep or anything.
I'd be struggling.
But I guess what I'm saying is thank you for giving us your baby. You know what I'm saying? Because like you have a vision of a thing.
That's good.
And it's like, but to
crying, y'all.
entrust people around you to take care of the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's not just something you hand off to everyone, you know? So.
And for the most part, like y'all have made it easy because it's not like I have to beg y'all to be here. Like me and you talk like in my mind, whether I send a calendar invite or I send a text out or not, like, and every 2 weeks is blocked out in our minds. Like we have to shoot a podcast. So you guys have been reliable, you know?
Yeah.
So love y'all.
Friends forever.
Joseph, what has
Love
the
you too.
podcast taught you?
She said she love us.
Oh,
You say I love you
you too.
too.
It's okay. He don't
I
like
said
to
it back.
Christina know I love her.
We'll have a conversation about this later.
Christina like randomly, like in the middle of the week. I love you.
That's why I'd be like, do you send this to everybody or do you send this to me? Because I need to feel special in this moment. Don't give me no generic. What?
Go ahead. No, go.
He's like, yeah, I got the same sex.
No, she didn't. I mean, I love you too, though. I tell you that all the time. I love y'all.
Go ahead, Joe. So you remember the thing where we get pissed at one another and then we have to come together? Oh, he'll be getting a phone call. That's right.
And remember the thing where, like, if there was one person kicked off the podcast, who would it be? Yeah, that's why.
That wasn't towards me though.
No, it's
Oh, okay.
I just said I love y'all.
I love you too. All right, Joe.
No, I think for me, man, it's just I think having balance. Maybe it's just more like a balance thing. I think this is like one stop in a journey of projects throughout a week. You know what I mean? And I think learning to build processes and all that stuff to make life a bit easier on you. I think that's my thing, because I don't know if you guys know, like I kind of, once we finish, I kind of start putting the episode together and then I pass it off to Christina. But yeah, just that process of like, all right, how are we gonna approach this? And I've actually like taken parts of that into my own stuff, you know what I mean? And like building out ways to make things simple so that things can keep moving.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, getting bogged down or anything like that. So it's the first thing that comes to mind. I'm sure there's something else in there, but that's my thing.
And that you love us.
And that I love y'all.
No.
We love you too.
Thank
And we
you.
love you too.
Will, have you
Let's normalize saying I love you guys.
Y'all didn't ask me what it taught me, but we could go to Will first.
I thought you what has it taught you?
It taught me, I'm not trying to be funny, but it taught me that I love y'all. And it taught me, stop. See? And it taught me that, never mind, Will.
And it taught you what?
And it taught me that, like, it's okay to belong to something.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I was never really, like, I was involved in, like, the chorus or the choir, like, the worship team at church. But, like, I think for me, like, I've always wanted to be, like, involved, like, on some sort, like, a basketball team or something where, you know what I'm saying? Where there's camaraderie, and that was part of, like, your identity. But I think for the first time, it was just like, yo, you're committed to this. And you belong, and it's, like, part of who you are.
Yeah.
And it's, like, shapes you. And I think it's taught me to be more just myself. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I think the cool thing too is like for you, we've been messing with you a little bit as far as like the evolution of you. We're here.
Yes.
Evolution.
I think it's cool that you can go back and see yourself, and you can kind of see the evolution like taking place. I think that's dope that it's like documented.
I think even for you internally, not just externally, you've done a lot of growth from when you first started coming around. I want to say us, but I just mean like we knew each other longer. But when you first started coming around, and
we
here now. We here now.
You thought it was corny. You already told me that.
No, I'm talking internally.
Oh, you could be corny too.
I mean, you were just. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
No, I was.
The insecurity or like the lack of confidence that you had, but even like seeing you come into your own now, it's like it's noticeable, so I think that's cool.
I agree.
Yeah. I think I just stopped caring like about people's opinions and like what people think, and just like, all right, this is who I am.
Pierce it up. Chat it up.
Yeah, my sister saw it for the first time yesterday in person. She's just like, and my aunt called me off. Like, she was like, "Hey, honey, I'm here at church," and I was like, because she don't like tattoos, and she's like, "What do you got on your arms there?" It's like,
Nothing. It's just dirty.
Like,
Walking in sin, huh?
David and Goliath. You know, it's biblical. Like,
There's a word there.
yeah. Well, what has the podcast taught you?
I think you guys pretty much hit it, all the points on the head. So I don't want to top it, you know. Well, I can't top it, I guess, because you already said it.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yep.
Well, I will say we're also in a unique time where I feel like each of us are doing starting our own like personal endeavors. Like I know I've been trying to work on creating some content around like filmmaking, podcasting, and all that stuff.
Love it.
Thank you so much.
Bravo.
You know,
like, I know this ain't it. My inspiration. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that really like hit me.
excuse me.
I hit hard.
It hit me. Like I was like, yeah. So sorry. Continue.
Nah, so I guess I want to talk to y'all about what you guys are starting individually, and then like what's been some challenge. Because I know the challenges of just this, you know, but like what's been the challenges in you guys starting your own things.
I think.
Go.
Thanks. You go ahead. Ladies first.
No, you go.
Okay. Well, so I think for me, man, it's just really trying to find the balance and the time. It's like I think
say what you're doing.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I guess. Well, right now I'm in the process. I hate that it sounds so whack and cliche, but I'm starting like a YouTube channel or starting my YouTube. I don't know, however you say it. But
You're going to be on the YouTube.
On the YouTubes.
Mm-hmm.
On the two.
Download my YouTube.
Shouldn't you say continuing? Because you've already started.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Will. Thank
Technically,
you.
I
Will.
guess. Yeah, I did like 2 vlogs 5 years ago.
But you did it.
Highly
You're right.
produced vlogs,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
There's a
Drone,
difference.
and the drone footage too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was it.
It was a whole production.
It was. That was me on my Casey Neistat tip, like hard. No, but I think I'm definitely not doing that. But just trying to do some of the stuff that actually matters to me, I think. You know, like, you know, I love movies, I love TV shows and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna do some stuff around that. And just trying to produce the stuff that I like watching. That's really like the basis of it. Cause I
love
think,
it.
you know, doing you know, like stuff, you know, with work and stuff with business is great, but it's like, okay, I need like a woosah, like, or just something that matters to me. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think this is my attempt at that in seeing how that goes, and but also trying to find the time to do it, like in like what that looks like, because like I don't like things to be under quality, like at a low level of quality, but it's like, but do you have the time to make it look like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So we got to find some trade off here, but at the end of the day, like, go after it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my jam.
Good.
I would say even if it's not the quality that you, well, for one, I love that you're diving into like more movies and stuff and shows, because that's you all day. So I'm glad
Straight
you're
up.
kind of finding, you know, that niche.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I see some things that people be posting out here. It don't got to be quality. People will
It's
watch
true.
it.
And it goes viral.
It's true.
Because our version of quality and somebody else's version of quality are two different things. So you may not think it's quality because you're used to producing those movie vlogs that you used to do, but somebody else would be like, that's fine.
Yeah, it's true. But I think this is like, I was telling somebody, I don't even know who it was. But it's like, I want to make sure that it still is something that I would actually enjoy watching myself. You know what I mean? And so sometimes like, I know some people just like, oh, I'm gonna record on my phone, and it looks like they recorded on a rock, or you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, it's great, but also I don't want to sit here and look at this. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to build the thing that I would actually watch. But I also get that there's, you know, it's sometimes done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and
That's good.
Yeah.
get it
I'm happy
finished.
for you. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
So be ready if I call
When?
you guys in.
Not if, when.
When?
Oh, okay. All right.
Wait, finish what you
No. You already committed to it. Sorry.
Movie reviews featuring creatives are essential.
The whole squad up, gang.
That
down
was
for
bad. That was good.
That was.
That was really,
This
really
looks bad.
really, really bad.
Yes.
I like what you said when you were saying like doing something that you enjoy,
Yeah.
because I find myself in that place where it's like, okay, yeah, work aside, all the other things aside, I want to do something for me and something that I enjoy. So I plan to. See, I said plan to. Plan to.
Will do.
I will do.
Will do.
My
Oh.
bad.
Come on. That was three in unison.
Get back to my own content creating.
Come on.
I do miss it. I do miss just because I think content creating for me stemmed from something a little deeper than just like getting in front of the camera. It was more of a confidence booster for me.
Yeah.
Seeing from where I came, the insecurity and stuff, and then to see myself like blossom and like grow into a person that doesn't mind being in front of the camera, doesn't mind seeing herself in front of the camera. So I want to get back into it and, you know, do some fashion stuff, do some hair stuff. Hair is like a big thing because people be asking like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
Like that lady at Starbucks.
Yes, I was literally exchanged numbers with this lady and everything. Literally
At
talking to
Starbucks?
this lady.
At Starbucks.
Yeah, like it seemed like forever. Christina said it was only like 5 to 7 minutes, but like,
Well, so I pulled up to Starbucks and she's talking to somebody. And I'm like, oh, she must know her from church or something, because they look like they was having a real in-depth conversation. And the whole time I'm on the phone, but I'm just kind of like watching. And I was on the phone for like 5 to 7 minutes. And I was like, hey, who's that? You know her?
Yeah.
She's like, no.
yeah.
I'm like, oh.
People would just be wanting to talk to me, and I'd be like, yeah, girl, and you know, it's
they
just
like you.
There's a call on your life. You know?
You're anointed.
Shandoro.
Lift your hands.
Anywho, but I want to get back to content creating and doing that for myself, and then just open to the possibility of like, you know, collaborations with companies and stuff like that. Like that excites me, you know? So I just want to get back to that. And then also, not to toot my own horn, but you be giving me credit. But I've gotten...
Yeah, you don't be liking the pictures though.
Oh.
Thank
Keep
you,
going.
Christina.
Power through this.
You
Power
remember
through.
what I said earlier about conversation? It's going to be had after the podcast. But you made me lose my whole
The
train of
picture.
thought.
I'll be tagging
He
you
tagging
to
you in
give
the
you
picture.
The pictures, right. So the pictures, I got complimented on the pictures that I did for Mark. So even with that,
Your photography skills, bruh.
Did you
thanks.
edit them too?
No, Mark edit.
Oh, bravo on both of y'all.
But I saw them out of camera.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And you know
Desiree.
the funny,
You did all the settings yourself?
Yes.
yeah. And you know the funny thing, yo,
look at her. Didn't we have
Listen.
a photography class with her and she
Oh,
understand
yeah.
nothing?
I was
My
taking notes.
goodness.
Right. It's like, and
Yo.
what's the f-stop? The ISO.
But the funny thing is, like, she be when we're shooting, she be like, "Oh, I gotta turn up the ISO because of this, and then shutter speed to speed it up because
Come
blah, blah, blah."
on.
And she just be do. I'm like, this girl know the camera better than me. So, and the funny thing that like, oh my god, I just be
She
wanting
didn't
to
look, I
like
was-
strangle her.
No, intentionally.
Yeah, it was. I stood up to just look at you.
Oh, I didn't see.
You were locked in on Mark. So
Oh,
it-
sorry.
I be wanting to strangle her because the way she like, she'll take the pictures, boom, 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 and then she'll be like, and I'm just like, oh, this is gonna look horrible, like, you know what I'm saying?
But
I
then
already
it's
have my
like
own
money.
insecurities when it comes to like taking pictures. I don't like to be in front of the camera either. And then I'll look at it, the first picture, I'll be like, this is like fire, you know what I'm saying? So
So
also,
even
your
dap-
edits though. Can I just?
Yeah.
Your editing skills. We
Yes.
talked about this the other day too. Look at
but,
both of y'all.
But you know
just-
why though? My editing skills would suck if she didn't set the camera up the right way. Or
That's
take
true.
You know,
I mean, they work hand in hand.
It works
but
hand in
bravo.
Thank
They
you.
look crisp. Both
Yeah.
of y'all.
Hence why I have a R6 in the cart.
Oh, I thought
Oh,
you were
I
about to
thought you
say.
said-
I thought you said in the car.
Oh man.
let's get it. Pictures for everybody.
Right? Unboxing video right
In the
now.
cars.
Live. Your first YouTube. Right.
I
No,
love
but
it.
Yo.
Yeah. So even dabbling in that too. Like I was asked to
Yeah.
do a baby gender review, and I could have done it, but that's a conversation on the side. But I second guessed myself. I'm like, no, I'm not a photographer, but I could have
Yes,
done
you
it.
are.
So like things like that. Like so, my content creating, but also open to take pictures for people and
Come
stuff.
on, man.
I love it.
It makes me like I'm not trying to, y'all know me, I'm a little softy at heart, but it makes me almost like emotional to see like growth. And it's because sometimes you're just like, when? You know what I'm saying? Like, when did it happen? You know, like, of course we know like we put time in and sacrifice, but like coming from places where we're just insecure or second guessing, and now it's like, we all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all right with this stuff.
I agree.
And because of that, raise your prices. Anywho,
that too.
So
talk
keep that
about what you're doing.
I think first off, I do want to say thanks to all y'all, because I think you all support me in different ways. Even like when I have my crazy real ideas, and I'll be like, y'all, can y'all help me with this? Or like the other day, I asked Will, like, hey, can you just take some pictures? And he's like, yeah. And it's like it's like this whole production. And
We
like,
be throwing shirts.
Joe, you go
Right.
Yo,
they be like,
bring up the background now.
Yeah. And I think like even like I've always struggled. Like I've worked with, my friend Maria, but like being afraid to ask, like, so I remember Des was just like, oh, I'll help you take pictures. I'm like, really? Like, bet, let's do it. And it's just become like easy, you know what I'm saying? But saying all that to say, I think it actually, I don't want to say it happened by accident, but I knew I wanted to get into like lifestyle. You guys know I used to do YouTube, which I do plan on eventually getting into.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you and I had a conversation where I was like, you know what? I want to, after the Tyler episode, I was like, you know what? I think I want to do that and commit to like just doing 1 minute YouTube, Instagram videos, and kind of just having fun with that, to dip my feet back into YouTube, because like we said, YouTube is a whole production. So for that, just doing like lifestyle videos, whether it be like home decor, or I did a cooking video. I did a couple, but them things are hard to
Right.
cooking and recording at the same time.
You're supposed to have something to hold the camera up.
I mean, I
something.
Okay.
But it's rough.
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine's, my boy, his name is Cedric Thompson. I remember one morning he messaged me. He was like, hey man, I'm like trying to shop for like some new clothes. Like, what do you recommend? And I was like, you asking me? And he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I just got some stuff from All Saints like last week. I can like, put them on or whatever the case is, and like send you pictures. And then he's like, cool. And then for whatever reason, I was like, I think I would just create a reel out of it, and just to have it as content, because I was already doing lifestyle stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, maybe let's see how it does. And it did, decent for the first one. And I just remember the comments, like reading them. I was like, like maybe this is like something I can get into. So from there, just started getting more into like fashion, and like, now I'm like, crap, because I deal with the same insecurities of taking pictures, like, is my head gonna look too big? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it just became a thing. So, and it's cool to like see people like interact with it, or see like the followers increase.
Yeah.
Based off of this one conversation you had with somebody about like, hey man, I'm trying to buy some clothes, and it just becomes this thing where now it's like,
Yeah.
But your sauce on it is different though.
Do you think so?
Than what I've seen other people do. Like we joke, but you be making like whole music videos.
But I think that's the thing. Like, when I think about it, I was very big into like R&B, rap music growing up. Like, music's always been a part of my life. And like just watching BT, watching MTV, it's like, I remember this one girl one time said to me, like, you always have like a music video playing in your head, because I just be dancing like randomly. And it like that's kind of like brought me back to that. Like, yeah, like there's a reason. So I feel like music just like completely influences like everything I do. And I'm like super like falling back in love with music. Cause I feel like for a time I was just like, but now like it's like even searching for a song, or you hear a song and your mind just going, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and boom, boom. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like the ideas are just like popping in your head. And I think I was having a conversation with you, and I'm like, I know these ideas don't be mine. Because if it was me, I wouldn't have them. Like, I feel like the Lord just be like, doop, doop, doop,
Yeah.
So, but that's all I'm doing,
I don't know if you guys answer, but what's been the biggest challenge for both of you in starting something new? Like you said, finding the time.
Finding the balance of it.
I would say that, but more so starting it. Like, I bought the clothes.
Okay.
but
One
it's
step.
just doing it, you
Yeah.
know? So I just need to borrow someone's camera. Thanks.
You said the R6 in the cart though.
Yeah, but until it makes it to the house, though, I need to borrow one of y'all cameras.
I think the biggest thing, hope he's not watching this or anybody from my job, but I had a conversation with my boss a couple of weeks ago, and he was just like,
Are you whispering in hopes he don't hear you?
Why you just kill him?
His boss was like,
Me in the edit. Dang, got a turn marks lined up.
he's like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? And at that point, I was having a rough week with trying to balance content and balance work, and I was just like, not trying to have a mental breakdown, today.
Yeah.
But I think like we always talk about it. Like, I don't know if I'm thankful and grateful for opportunity and the workforce, but ultimately, like for me, like I'm going to just be my own boss to whatever capacity that looks like. Like it's just I decided, and that's it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. I feel you.
I feel it.
I feel it too. I guess my next question is like, do you feel like you're more prepared now to do all the things that we're trying to do individually versus when we started the podcast?
Yes.
How so?
Crap.
Honestly, I feel yes because of you guys and like my community and like support. Because I think for sure for one, like me and Christina be having like conversations, so she knows a lot of my like struggles as my character flaws, and like how hard it is for me to like ask for help for anything, because I think I've been so used to being the only one giving and let down, like the exchange was never even or equal. So even sometimes like I think I did a shoot or I did something and you didn't take the pictures or whatever, and you're almost offended that I didn't ask you. But
You darn right.
But for me, I'm just like, I don't want to bother. You know what I'm saying? No, seriously.
This will be the third thing we'll talk about after the podcast.
No, like for me, it's like, it's hard to, because I've been so accustomed to being there for other people, but then not having the support back.
Right.
Yeah.
And be like, man, bump this. So I've learned to rely on you guys more and like be okay with asking for help.
Yeah.
Yes, because I just think I'm more confident now, even in my not being confident now, but more confident than
you were
when I was in the other room doing the podcast, as a guest. I just think I've just experienced things, and I know, like you said, like that you don't want to work a 9 to 5, and that's what's gonna happen. That's what it is. I'm more certain of certain things now, and it's just kind of like it is what it is. So I think the confidence factor, while I am grateful, of doing the content and where it's gotten me, because it's led to some things, but just continuing it.
Yeah.
But it's the confidence factor for me.
Yeah. Can you repeat the question? Because I had something and I'm trying to jog it back.
Do you feel like you're more ready now to do the thing that you're trying to launch versus when we started?
I mean, yeah, I guess I'll say yeah, because, just as you do a thing for a long period of time, you just get more experience.
Yeah.
But I think in that, though, I don't feel like I'm at the level I should be yet. And I think I'm in the process of trying to do that. So like example, like I think I told you guys this the other day. Like I want to start doing like X amount of shoots a week just to kind of really get, like, I want to be able to.
Sorry to cut you off. Your stuff is dope.
But here's my thing, like, cause I know my process, like, in it, you know what I mean? I feel like to get to where I want to go, I need to fine tune exactly how this is going to be in the process of it so that I can do more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, my thing right now is like, I want to walk into any situation and be confident, like, okay, this is where I'm going to put the light. This is how I'm going to do this. Is blah, 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 and be, not like, oh, I hope it works out. You know what I mean?
That baffles me.
Like there's scenarios, like it's like okay, example, like at the church, you can't. I can take a picture from any point at that place, and the edit's gonna be fired. You know what I mean? But like, I just no. I mean, like I'm actually at a
confident.
place now. Like I know how the light's gonna shine. I know where I can hit. Da 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 da. But if you drop me in a random location that I'm not familiar with, it's like, okay, we got to figure this out. Which is, I mean, always a part of the process. But I think I want to know exactly like my plan of action. I know, okay, this is how I'm going to set this up. This is how I'm going to put this there. And I know how the light is going to fall from the, you know, the hairline, this, da, 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 like all this stuff. And I want to know exactly, like, okay, if I didn't have a preset, can I still make this edit?
Right.
Like, so I'm like, even now I'm challenging myself to start from nothing, like no preset, no nothing, and just start editing and see where I can take this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want to be that that prepared and that confident to be able to, in any scenario you drop me in, I can handle it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that comes with repetition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm not where I want to be, but like I'm better than I was, but I'm not where I need to be yet.
Yeah.
And so now I want to get to a place where it's like boom, 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 boom.
This just came to my mind, and I'm so sorry. But a couple years ago, you took pictures for me outside my house.
I remember.
And it was before I locked, and my hair was like sleek in a bun.
Yeah.
And just thinking about that to where you are now.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is valid because there's always room to improve.
Yeah.
And like you said, but just thinking about like the comparison of both is like it's night and day.
Yeah.
So I think that's,
For
Yeah,
me, it was
Yeah.
it's for both of you because I was there that day.
yeah.
And you were like, how do I feel? I'm like, how am I in front of Is it okay?
Yeah.
Do I look nice?
Yeah. So like your comfort in front of
Yeah.
the camera and
Yeah.
definitely your comfort behind it.
Yeah.
Like
Locks and
you
lizards.
used to be
Good job.
you used to be stressing sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. She used to vlog too. You coming to making a comeback? Nope.
Know what I mean?
For me, I think I feel like I'm more ready now in what I'm doing and like creating my own personal content because I feel like I care less about what people have to say. Because what prevented me for a while of, you know, doing it, for one, I was like, do I know enough to like talk about the subject of like podcasting and production and all that
Disqualifying
stuff?
yourself.
Yeah, because I'm like, outside of some popular ones that you know, like what else have I really done, you know, which is, I guess, semi-valid to think. But then also I was afraid to pull on my own experience because of the situations.
Right.
I don't want to seem like the person that's always like harping on the past.
Yeah.
But for me to, they're my experiences,
Yeah.
you know, and I think I'm more comfortable now owning my experiences because with that is like the knowledge that I gained from that and being able to say, hey, I did this and from this I learned X, Y, and Z and this is what you can take, you know, from that. I wasn't comfortable doing that like a year ago.
That's good.
So,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. My last question would be, what advice would you give to someone who is starting something new?
Do it.
Start.
Just do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that to you.
You're right. That's why I went to H&M and I'm about to close.
Boom.
And then you're gonna-
My advice, I think I shared it on the podcast once. Don't be afraid to like fail. Like look forward to failing. Like in the sense that like don't think the first picture or the first or the or first video or whatever it is that you do like is just gonna be it and then stop at that. Because I'll always go back when it comes to editing to that night when me and Christina almost lost our friendship because she said
I didn't even know that.
I was just so stressed.
You didn't know that your friendship was on the line?
No.
Also, it was on his part.
It's on his part.
I was just so stressed, y'all, because I was editing the pictures and it was late. I was tired and I sent her the pictures and she was like, all right, pictures 50 through 150. I need you to go back and edit these. And I was just like,
You were stressed. I was annoyed.
all right. And I just went to bed. And then the next day I woke up, I was like, oh my God, these pictures are booty.
You were looking at them too long.
It was trash.
Yeah.
So I would say that like, don't be afraid to like fail. Like that's a beautiful part of the process.
Have somebody that's gonna tell you that they look like.
Have somebody that tells you. Yeah. And
Yeah, that's good.
it's true.
Yeah, it's gonna be real about it.
Cause I'm like, sir, this is my client
Fail.
that you
fail.
taking pictures for, and I need it to be a representation of
Right.
of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you gonna have to re-edit these, bruh.
Yeah. I would say be committed to the process. Like be committed to going the long haul. How can I say this like in a better way? What? Something hit for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you want?
No, go.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, I think I'm just saying like be committed to doing what you have to do to try and master a thing. You know, whatever that thing is. You know, put in the hours and be committed to it for whatever set of time. I think like even when we started, we were like, we're not gonna look at the numbers with when it comes to the podcast. We're committing ourselves to doing whatever
100 episodes.
100 episodes. And like you got to make a commitment to yourself. I think there's that clip from Kobe when he was like, I already made a commitment to myself that I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. To do these workouts this summer, and I'm not going to negotiate with myself. I'm not going to do it.
I'd be negotiating with myself.
And listen, that's what. But it's that thing, man. You got to say
I got
like,
10
listen.
more minutes of sleep.
Yeah.
Can you imagine where we'll be at episode 100?
Man, listen.
Yes. Yeah, I can. I
think it's gonna be beautiful.
We're gonna whole new look.
Yeah, something that popped in my head. I was actually thinking about earlier today. Is find a community where you have something to give. I think in a sense of like we look for community or people who do things like that we do with the intentions of like learning and taking. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I want to be next to like Des because I know she can give me this information or show me how to do this thing. But instead of like, hey, how can I come in and assist Christina?
Yeah,
or what do I bring to the table?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I think for me, it was just know that you do add value. Like a lot of times we stop ourselves because we don't want to be another face or voice in a very saturated, place like social media. But like nobody can do what you do the way you do it. And so, you just have to kind of rest in that, because even with us, like I feel like we're not doing the numbers that maybe we could be doing yet, but there are literally people coming up to us like, oh my God, like this is, so we're still making impact, even though it may not be where I want it to be in my head, but just know that you add value. You have something to say.
There's no going back after that.
Yeah. And it could just be just one day, like the right situation is just gonna be boom.
Facts. That's normally how it happens.
Yeah.
You just need one thing. So you just got to stay consistent.
That's it.
Inspirations. What inspired you guys within the past 2 weeks?
I was having a conversation with a friend she's turning 30, and she was like, this is gonna be the best year of my life. And I was just like, how are you so confident? She's like, oh, because I decided. And I darn near jumped out of my seat because like the conviction in her voice, like, oh, because I decided, like those words, like I just decided and it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that really inspired me to like just continue to just decide that I'm good enough, decide I'm worth it, decide that like I am capable of making 6 figures or whatever the case is. And doing content, deciding that like, hey, whatever goal is before me, I'm just going to do it and succeed at it, like, and not leave myself any other option.
Facts. I'm for it. Who next?
I went to a friend's house the other day, like for coffee brunch type thing. And so we were just talking. We're new friends, but just in talk. I'm sorry.
I don't know what he's saying. You could just talk to me.
Okay,
Sorry.
so
I'm so sorry.
I was like,
Can I say?
Yeah, you can say
He
it.
was like, "What's mine again?"
I forgot. We even talked about it. My bad.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
I went I went to her house. Yeah. Oh yeah, and we're like new friends, so it was like that getting to know you type thing or whatever. And she's married and she has kids and all this different type of stuff. But I was able to like open up to her and vice versa because she has things where she is in life is where I want to be. Like she has attributes that like I want. But just to hear her story and like a lot of things she went through, like I'm going through, so it's kind of like. yes, help me, let's be real. But then also, she also said, like, you have things in your life that I desire. And I was like, what?
Me?
Excuse
Facts.
me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I look at you as the
Right.
The standard.
what do you
Right.
me?
Yeah.
Me in my mind is like going backwards. But you know, so just having that openness and that talk and that dialogue and stuff like that, it was just
That's awesome.
I felt good leaving.
really
I'm
good.
like, all right.
Felt a little
Yeah.
lighter.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Well, clearly I don't remember what mine was.
Yeah, because
but-
you messed up mine.
Hey, we got
I'm
it
like,
back.
and
We got it back.
You want me to go?
No. I actually do. I was actually on my way to work this gig yesterday. Yeah, last night. When and I came across this guy. He just started his podcast. But like it was really good because like I think for a while like he's I guess I don't know if you call him a pastor, but like he does a lot of speaking engagements like at churches and stuff like that. I don't know, whatever. Anywho, but like hearing him talk, it was like, oh my gosh, you're speaking my language right now. You
How
know,
so?
huh?
How so?
Like it was biblically based. You know, like you're talking about things that apply to me right now, but it didn't feel super curated. Like it felt like I was talking with the homies. You know what I mean? And it was like, okay.
did we just become best friends?
I'm like legit. Like I kind of it felt
Yeah.
like that a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I could see myself maybe hanging out with you,
Mhm.
but you seem like cool people, and
Yeah.
like and also you're based in like
Yeah.
this. Like the basis of this is the things that I need from a ministry side. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I think it was just really good. It was a nice, refreshing, talk and conversation. And I'm like, okay, so this one. I think it only has 2 episodes up right now, but like,
Care to name drop?
not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. Yeah, I'll
Offline.
save it. Yeah, I'll save it.
Offline.
Don't
Yeah.
be trying to lead the podcast. And
No. He ain't even local, so it don't even matter. But I never leave you guys ever.
Thanks.
Did you ever think that? Just-
Have you shackled to the desk
exactly. No, I can't. No.
physically. For me, I went to go visit a friend at his store, Humble Religion.
That's a nice shirt. I
Shout
meant to
out.
tell you that earlier. That's
Thank
fresh.
you. Thank you. I got it yesterday. I
might
went
need to go
there. I went there because I went to go get food nearby, and it was like a 30-minute wait. So I was like, oh, while I'm in the area, like, let me go in the store. And he just happened to be there, and we were just talking, and he was just talking about, well, for one, I think it's super inspiring to like be in his store and know like how far he's come, because his location used to be like right by us, like right across the street. But now he has his own retail. He's thinking about doing another location. And I'm like, yo, like, how do you stay committed?
Mhm.
You know, because he's always dropping apparel, like, I feel like every couple weeks. And I'm like, how? He's like, yo, I work so much on this stuff. I could drop something every day for the rest of the year and still not be out of ideas. And I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
bro, how?
Sheesh.
How are you doing? Like I think I'm just inspired by his level of commitment to what he's doing. And he is like opening up other opportunities for his community, like people around him. Like he has several employees, and
Yeah.
his mom works for him and stuff like that. So being around him, or whenever I get to chat with him, is like super motivating for me.
Yeah.
So
Shout
That's
out to
dope.
Humble Religion.
yeah, shout out to Mo. He's the owner of Humble Religion. Shout out to them. Dope stuff all the time. And it's like local brand, Black owned brand. So shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
Real quick, if you are made it up to this part, like we want to hear from you guys. Like, what have you learned or taken from?
Yeah.
Come on, engagement.
Come on.
Since you started watching Creatives Are Essential, what have
Come
you
on.
learned? How have you
Okay.
changed and grown in your creative
Yeah.
space?
Yeah.
And what are you starting?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What do you need to start? Who do
That's
you have
good.
that's supporting you?
We need
Yeah.
to know this stuff, guys.
Yeah.
We do. Please tell us.
Yeah.
Facts.
And
So
if you need to talk to someone, you can call Joe at 954.
well, I think that's everything. It was a good episode,
Yeah,
guys.
very good.
Good job, guys.
Bravo, friends.
Episode 40.
I got you. Long distance. This is awkward.
All right. Thanks for checking out another episode. As she mentioned earlier, you can follow us on Instagram at creativesareessential. Subscribe on YouTube. Leave us a comment and share with some of your dope squad. So we'll catch you on the next one. My name is Christina.
It's your boy Mark Lee.
I'm Des.
I'm Joe. Later, friends.
Peace.